Hello and welcome to Retro PC Refurbs. This is the £2.49 or $3.44 computer. Here you can see the eBay listing. It did cost another £12.40 postage and was sold for parts or not working. Upon receipt, I plugged it in and it fired up as per the listing. It flashed orange and didn't boot. I installed some different memory and it fired up. The computer was from 2006 and on Dell's website it says has support for up to a Core 2 Duo and only 4 GB of DDR2 RAM. I updated the BIOS to the latest and did some Googling and I found I could possibly put a Q6600 or a 6700 in. It would probably take a Xeon with a mod, but finding one with a 1066 frontside bus was getting harder these days. And I got the Q6600 for £9, and I also managed to install more than the 4 GB of RAM. The other problem I had was the PCIe x16 slot. For starters, it had to be a short card to fit behind the CPU fan assembly, and only a single slot card, as there was no cutout the other side of the x16 slot. The original card was an NVIDIA 7300 LE, of which I can use in the future for an XP build. I tried an RX 550, but it ran like a GT 710. I don't know if this was a combination of the DDR2 and the slow quad core, but it could only achieve 10 FPS in most games tried. So I had a thought, and I have done this in the past. I cut the PCIe x1 slot so I can fit a bigger card in it. I have seen people cut the graphics card, which I think is a bit mad, as the card is always going to be a x1. Whereas if you cut the slot and mess it up, it means I can't add a network card. To cut the slot, I like to use a soldering iron to melt it. I put a flat blade screwdriver in the slot so I don't melt the contacts by accident. Then just melt the back of the slot so the card fits in. Now, putting a 16 times in a 1 time slot lowers its bandwidth and makes the card run slower. But in this system, the graphics card is not going to be the bottleneck. The card I'm using is an R7 360 with 2 GB of DDR5 RAM from AMD. All in all, this cost me around £60 or $82. And it can play some modern games, but the CPU lacks some instructions which will prevent you from playing some titles. So without further ado, here are some games.
Get you geared up. Head up the street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
Jill? Me again. You topside yet?
Working on it. So what's the plan?
The old tanks got me clearing the tracks. You mind getting the subway infrastructure back online?
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast. train moving. Carlos, I've reached the main avenue. Which way do I go?
See a big transmission tower? That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe. Surely a tall drink of water like yourself can put out a few flames.
Fuck you.